Hi, my name is Oscar Perez, and I'm going to talk to you about innovation and the different things I learned about it during Module 3 of this class. One thing that I did not know about innovation that I learned here was that innovation is inspired so much by problems and problem solving. Problem solving is exactly what forces people to innovate and forces people to even create new solutions to like old problems, or use old solutions to a new problem. I didn't really connect the two. I thought innovation was just what happened when people got bored or wanted to make money. But it really is like a problem solving technique. And innovation is different from invention because to me, innovation is more of a broader term. It also implies, like I said, problem solving. It implies utility, whereas several inventions just never get used, or several inventions don't really solve a problem. And that's kind of what, like I said earlier, what I attributed to people just being bored. But innovation could be, like I said, is a much broader term. It could be any use of two things that have never been combined before, and you combine them to solve a new problem. And it's much broader of a term. Creativity connects to entrepreneurship and innovation because creativity is one of the main and driving components of innovation. It makes it so much easier to innovate if you are also creative. It's not entirely impossible, but it's the most critical component. And being an entrepreneur, no matter what, you are depending on some form of innovation, whether it's doing things in this manner so that you can charge less for a product or a service. You are being innovative in the way that you organize your business to be able to beat out your competitors or to charge less than your competitors. Or if there's directly a problem in a community that you experience, you are being innovative to solve that solution and to market that out to your clients or your customers. So no matter what, entrepreneurship could not survive without innovation. When it comes to innovation in society, companies, and organizations, one of the first things that I think of is the military. So two examples of how innovation was important in the military would be tanks and radios. When it comes to tanks, this doesn't really apply to nearly as many people, naturally. But tanks as an innovation was massively helpful to both sides during World War I, and they were used to a much greater extent in World War II. It solved the issue of trench warfare, where countries were unable to advance because when they rose up from the trenches, people were getting killed and injured, and they didn't have a safe way to move from one side to the other. So tanks were pretty much invented to solve that issue. And when it comes to radios, these apply much more directly to everybody today. Radios were created as well in order to establish communications, and they solved the problem of not being able to communicate effectively over large distances. And we experience, some of the benefits of radios having been invented with our phones every day. They do not use radio waves, and they're not exactly the same thing at all. But the innovation of the telephone could have been inspired by a radio, and radios have been used for several years before the phone. One of the best ways to approach innovation, I think, is through brainstorming. So you could have a problem and brainstorm multiple things that would fix that problem, multiple things that would solve part of the problem, and combine different things. So brainstorming is a massively effective tool, and it's best when used in an organized manner, which is something that a lot of people don't understand. Another approach to innovation could be finding other uses for things that exist. A lot of inventions are useless for their intended use but incredibly useful for an unintended use. Things like the microwave, and I don't know how many countless other inventions were created completely by mistake for the use that they still are used for today. So it's important to, when you see something and it might not have a lot of utility in the field that you imagined, to think about what it could do for other parts of your life. Thank you.